Have you ever wondered what bullet you need to buy for what purpose? Today on Review This Thing, we're going to talk about modern bullet technologies. Today we are joined by a very special guest. This is Steve West with Steve's Outdoor Adventures, as well as Pendleton Ammunition. You see us film a lot of videos where we shoot different ammo to see what kind of groups we're going to get. Typically, we're just looking at accuracy, but Steve's going to let us understand why that's not the only thing you need to look at. Where shall we start, Steve? What's the first thing people need to think about when choosing their ammunition?
Terminal performance. You know, one of the questions I ask people all the time is, would you rather have MOA accuracy with incredible terminal performance or quarter-minute accuracy with a bullet that has very poor terminal performance? For a hunter, that answer should be really simple. We should always say, we'll take terminal performance.
Right.
Some guns like some bullets better than others. All too often we see custom gun makers sending out their very expensive high-end rifles that shoot quarter-minute accuracy with match bullets, OTM, ammunition that's not designed to hunt with. People that don't know the difference, and they go into the field and they wonder why they're only wounding and losing animals, and unfortunately the animals pay the ultimate price on that. Over the years I've become a bit of I call myself a bullet nerd, because I want to know what bullets do when they impact animals. 20, 25 years ago, we used to say, we're going to go to the store and buy a box of 180s. Well, now I want to know, am I hunting with an all copper controlled expansion bullet like a Barnes? Or am I hunting with like an SST or an ELDX, which is a rapid expansion bullet that's maybe more lightly framed? Another one like the Berger VLD hunting bullets or the DRT frangible tungsten bullets that are meant to basically penetrate a few inches and blow up. And when they come to pieces, the whole idea is that they transfer all their energy inside the soft tissue, but hey, stay off the shoulder. That is what I talk about when I say bullet technologies. And until you look at a gel block shot of various bullets when they hit ballistic gelatin and see how they perform once they enter the ballistic gelatin, you really don't understand the difference between the bullets until you actually visually see that with your own two eyes.
Where we are, we're mainly whitetail,
Sure.
Average size, not any huge. If you're looking at that, let's say 150 to 250 pound whitetail.
Yeah.
What type of bullet is going to be your
What caliber are you going to hunt with?
308?
Okay, 308. First thing I would say is with a whitetail, most guys that are whitetail hunting are shooting soft tissue behind the shoulder. They're thinking about the freezer as much as they are the animal that they're hunting. And so you're staying off the shoulders. Hopefully you're staying out of the back shoulder too. And you end up, that's what we call the rump. Anyway, and you're trying to drive a bullet through the vitals. Well, when you're doing that, you want a rapid expansion bullet. Some really good ones would be like the ELDX and SSTs from Hornady, the Nosler ballistic tip. More and more people are going in the woods with 6.5 Creedmoors.
Yeah.
Well, if you're whitetail hunting in the hardwoods where you don't have a lot of like open shooting lanes, 130, 40 grain bullet that's zipping at maximum speed can easily be deflected, things of that nature. There's a 156 grain Norma Oryx that we've started loading that's a big, heavy lead tip bullet. It actually expands pretty well and does real well on whitetail size game as well. But I would go with a bullet that has rapid expansion, maximum terminal performance, at what would be considered a moderate velocity 308.
If you would go to the store and you're looking at the options, there's 15 different 308 bullets there. How do you know what those are?
I mean, obviously at Pendleton Ammunition, we field those calls and talk to people one-on-one about what we would recommend for them to use in different hunting scenarios. But if you're not buying like our ammo or calling somebody like us to have that conversation, the internet is loaded with data on what would be a rapid expansion type bullet.
When you're talking about terminal performance and the difference between rapid expansion and controlled expansion, it makes me think, okay, what is it doing to those vitals? So like a rapid expansion, if we're shooting for double lungs, again, thinking about the freezer, trying to stay off of that front shoulder a little bit, when that rapidly expands, it basically is transferring as much energy as possible once it shoots through that initial soft tissue straight into all the lungs, basically.
Yeah, how fast does the bullet go from 308 to 308 to .90, right? How fast does it go to 3 times its diameter? How fast does that jacket peel off of the core, separate, and have fragments going in different directions? How quickly is that? That's a rapid expansion bullet. Yeah. Bullets like the Sierra tipped Game King, the Barnes TTSX or LRX, The Nosler AccuBond or AccuBond long ranges, those are controlled expansion bullets. You take the Nosler ballistic tip, it's basically almost identical to the AccuBond, only it's not bonded. It's just a jacket over the core, over the top of the lead core. Yeah. So it's designed to peel faster because there's no bonding to the lead core. Those are bullets that are designed to slowly expand because they don't want to transfer all it, they want to go out the other side. Yeah.
So that was one question I had. I know often when I read about certain bullets, especially, it sounds like more of the rapid expansion ones, people talk about how they don't have an exit wound, there's not a good blood trail.
Yeah, if you want an exit wound, if you want bullets that go all the way through something, shoot controlled expansion bullets. Like if you want to always get a pass through on your whitetail in the hardwoods, shoot Barnes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, look, the Barnes is going to expand to 3 times its diameter within 3 or 4 inches of soft tissue, and it's going to exit the other side, and it will open up. I've had so many people incorrectly tell me that bullet didn't open up, it just zipped through the animal. It opened up, it just zipped through the animal. And the difference is it went in that diameter, and it came out that diameter. And it created havoc all the way through. The guys who say that are typically the guys that are like, well, I want a rapid expansion bullet. Okay, stop shooting Barnes and start shooting like Nosler ballistic tips or Hornady SSTs.
Yeah.
I will expand on this one. Every caliber shoots a different diameter bullet, a different weight of bullet. They're all going to perform differently. They all shoot at different velocities. That's the other half of this equation, because the speed that your bullet is going at the average shot distance and the place where you're going to be hunting factors into your bullet choice as much as how you want it to perform. Because a Nosler AccuBond will open up faster when it's shot at 3,000 feet per second than when it's shot at 2,400 feet per second.
So that's where that caliber comes into play. Because if you've got one that's going to shoot a lot faster or a lot heavier bullet or whatever.
Yeah. We do load development for people. They send us their rifles because they want the most accurate bullet that they can get, or ammunition firing out of their hunting rifle, because they want to be precise when they're firing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 yards, okay? And the first questions we ask them are, where are you hunting? What are you hunting for? What are your distance needs? How do you like to shoot? Are you a high shoulder shooter? Do you like to pound the shoulders? Do you like to shoot them behind the shoulders? All of that information goes into us selecting the 2 or 3 bullets that we're going to use in their load development. And then the next question I'm always asked is, well, which one are you going to use? I don't know, your gun's going to tell us that. Because every gun has a personality. Every gun likes something different. I've had sequential serial numbered rifles that shot the same ammo poorly and well, 100 feet per second different from each other. Sequential serial number guns. That's happened more than once. You could want to shoot an ELDX, but maybe your gun doesn't like them, but it loves a Barnes LRX, or vice versa.
We obviously think in terms of North Carolina whitetail hardwoods. 100 yards could be a really long shot to 400 yards in the Midwest over a cornfield somewhere. Even wanting a rapid expansion bullet, does that change which bullet you would look at versus at 100 yards versus 400 yards?
For sure. Now, I will say this. Most of your polymer tip bullets, 0 to 500 yards is nothing. Just shoot them. Yeah, just shoot one bullet for everything. Where I would say the difference comes into play is if you go from, I'm going to hunt with my 30-06, for example, in the hardwoods. Maybe in the hardwoods, you want to shoot 180 grain Nosler partition, lead tip, bullet that's got some deflection capability. It's going to be more tolerant to those things. And now let's say you're going to go out west and you might shoot, need to shoot 500-600 yards for an elk across a canyon or something. Yeah. Now I'm going to say, well, let's retool. Let's go to a bolt that has a higher G1 ballistic coefficient. Like maybe we'll jump up to a Barnes TTSX 180 grain bolt. Stay at the same grain weight maybe if your gun performs well, and then go out and put them on paper and see if they perform well. Because if you're going to shoot 400, 500, 600 yards, you better have a gun that's shooting sub-MOA.
Explain to people that process. Like somebody's listening, they're like, that's a lot of information. I don't want to have to think about it.
Sure.
What is it that you guys do that can just solve that problem?
People send us their rifles for custom load development, right? We get the rifle here. The first thing we do is pull it apart. and we reassemble it with everything torqued to spec. We bore scope it. We make sure the barrel isn't shot out, or make sure it doesn't have defection factor. We find that all the time. They are man-made items, and if you get a rifle that just won't shoot, take it to a gunsmith. Have them look down the barrel. They might tell you, hey, this gun's never going to shoot. It's got bad lands in it. There's a lot of factors that go into something being accurate, and ammunition is just one.
Yeah.
So once again, I start with the questions asked, and we select the bullets that fit the needs of the shooter and the hunter. And then we have a process that we go through where we shoot what's called ladders for velocity and accuracy. And there's times when we put 40 to 60 rounds to a rifle before we're done with load development, sometimes more. And we end up using our processes to develop a load using a bullet that will fit the shooter or hunter's needs. And then we get the most accurate, we maximize the potential of that rifle. We collect the ballistic data, and everything else will help the owner order a turret or program their scope. And then at the end of us completing that process, they tell us how much ammo they want. We load that ammo and ship it out with them. They have a 5-box minimum order. We have people that order 20, 30 boxes. And there's a benefit to that. If all the brass comes from the same lot, if all the powder comes from the same keg, all the primers come from the same tray, all the bullets come from the same lot, you have consistency across the board.
You also have the rifle packages, so
Correct.
somebody can just go, I want that new Bergara SEMA CF, I want the Burris Veracity PH,
Yep.
and I want it in 7PRC.
Yep.
And you go, here you go.
We ship it out, the whole package.
And then you also have not custom loads, but hand loads as well.
Yeah, well, we call it our house load. They can shop our rifle ammunition, our shotgun ammo, our safari ammunition, and we hand load to each order. We don't stock ammo. So if someone calls me and says, hey, I want this caliber, this bullet, such, they put in that order. If I look at it, one of the questions they're asked is, what's your make, model of rifle? Well, let's say they order a bullet that shoots really well of an 8-twist barrel, but I look at the rifle model and I know it's a 10-twist barrel. I'm going to call them. I'm going to say, hey, you don't want to shoot this ammo out of that gun. You picked the wrong bullet for twist rate. And that's like a whole nother conversation about, when you're selecting a bullet, you got to choose a bullet that matches the twist rate of the barrel that you're shooting. You take an LRX like those are designed to be shot out of 8.5 or faster twist barrel. Put that down a 10 twist barrel and watch it start, we call it keyholing, when bullets start tumbling, and punch it in the paper in vertical instead of nice little holes.
So talk more about that twist rate. Let's assume people listening don't have much of a clue about what that means.
The PRCs are the ultimate example for this, right? They came out with 6.5 PRC, 7 PRC, and 300 PRC. Those cartridges are designed to shoot bigger, heavier bullets that have a higher ballistic coefficient. They go slower, but they're more aerodynamic, for lack of a better word, and they travel a long ways and they travel very accurately. But when you shoot a bigger, heavier bullet, you have to have a faster twist rate in your barrel. If you want to stabilize a 180 grain bullet at 2,900 to 3,000 feet per second, you better have some spin on it. Put that down a barrel in 1 9.5 or 1 10, and you're going to have some keyholing downrange.
Every gun now you buy has a MOA guarantee.
Well, exactly right. So let's say you send a gun, I can't get this gun to shoot MOA, and Christian Arms, for example, says, well, send it to us. They take it to the range with whatever burgers or burger match or ELDM match bullets that are not designed for hunting, and they shoot bang, 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 and they're like, yep, sub MOA. Well, now you're finding out that your gun is sub MOA with a bullet that doesn't do you any good, right? So now you have to say, okay, how am I going to make this gun sub MOA with a hunting bullet? And that's where custom load development comes into play.
Because there you're like switching powder weight, powder type, primer type, like switching.
Overall length.
Yeah.
Shortening up the jump to the lands, lengthening the jump to the lands. There's so many things you can do to change the performance of a bullet.
I want to go back to the PRC because, I guess I want to make sure I understand it correctly, and anyone listening can understand it correctly. Like, the whole idea behind the PRC is a faster twist barrel that will shoot a heavier grain bullet still accurately, right?
Oh yeah, superior accuracy. That's why it's called PRC, Precision Rifle Cartridge.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
So then let's flip that, or not flip it, but let's jab it right into the terminal performance conversation we were having earlier, because then, like, the reason you want to shoot a heavier projectile faster is simply for, right.
Yeah.
So that terminal performance, okay, just wanted to make sure I was understanding all that correctly.
But now let me take that conversation another step. This is strictly a PRC conversation, right? The PRCs, precision rifle cartridge, hit the market like they were on fire, okay?
Big time.
And the number one bullet that was being sold everywhere was the ELDX. So you had the AMP jacket on a lead core with a little crimp at the bottom. I can't remember what they call it, the interlock ring, and that's all that holds it on. They're accurate on paper. They fly nice. Personally, for me, at high velocities, we have found, and we've heard from a lot of our clients, that at short ranges, at maximum velocity, the bullets are coming apart. When you're shooting a 180 grain projectile into an animal, you don't want your jacket to leave the core in the first 4 inches of material. That's why I gravitated to the Barnes. Like in the 6.5 PRCs, I would rather shoot 127 grain Barnes LRX than 143 grain Hornady ELDX. Why? We wanted bullets that would stay together, break something on the onside, pass through the vitals, and exit the other side potentially. In my opinion, not only were too many people hunting with ELDMs, like, oh, the 7 PRC were hunting with 180 grain ELDMs, and I can argue all day with guys that are telling me, oh, but I've killed this and I've killed this. You have no margin for error. The bullet's not designed to have terminal performance, and the next time you shoot an elk and it takes a big step and you hit it too far back and you lose that elk, I'll bet you don't talk about that ever, right?
Yeah.
Okay, on to the next. That's my soapbox moment, okay? The animals deserve better. But for a long time, the LRXs to me were the best PRC bullets. And I'm not sponsored by a single bullet company. I just own an ammo company, okay? Barnes and Sierra are acquired by the same company. They are now sister companies. Copper experts at Barnes are now working with bulletsmiths at Sierra, and they have developed the TGK, the Tipped Game King. Across all calibers, the TGK, in my opinion, has superior terminal performance, but in the PRCs especially, between the Barnes and the Sierra Tipped Game Kings, those are the best PRC cartridge bullets you can get for the money right now. I've killed elk and antelope with them this year. I'll kill deer with them before the season's over with. I am sold on them. They've changed the antimony in the jacket to match the cartridge, caliber, velocities, bullet weights. They're all optimal for that.
Optimal for terminal performance.
For terminal performance, but we're getting the accuracy too.
That's
wow,
what
yeah.
I was going to say. So we did a video with the Barnes Harvest Collection. So it's a Barnes load, but with the Sierra TGKs. Well, you can go back and watch the videos, but I think all three of them, we were able to get like 0.6 MOA groups or less. It's pretty awesome to know that bullet, because I was just impressed with how accurate it was.
When you see the terminal performance of the Tipped Game King, I think the rest of the bullet manufacturers out there are going to be looking at what are they doing right and how can we catch up.
Another thing I would like to see if you want to touch on, hunting larger game, elk, etc., with 6.5 caliber ammo.
You had to lead him into that, didn't you?
I'm going to take my nice tablet or my nice pills over here. Elk are big, tough animals. They deserve big, tough cartridges. There are more elk walking around out there right now with 6.5 caliber bullets in them. They're dying a slow, miserable death, or they're living a miserable existence. They got a bullet in their leg. The 6.5 calibers are marginal elk calibers, bar none. We're in the process of trying to tell everybody we can, if you're going to go elk hunting, use a 270 minimum. It's not because the 6.5 won't kill an elk. I mean, in front of me is a 6.5 PRC box of ammo, 143 grain ELDXs, and a whole bunch of people have killed elk with them with good shot placement. If an elk takes a step and you hit it too far back, you probably aren't going to find it. You know, if you think you're a sniper and you shoot one at 800 yards, by the time you get over there and start finding blood, that elk is a half mile away and you're not going to find him. It's just too light. Now, if you're someone who can't handle recoil or it's the gun you own, hunt inside 200 to 300 yards and only shoot if you know you're going to shoot both lungs out and shoot a good bullet, not an ELDX. I mean, you're seeing a massive movement across the West with professional hunters, outfitters and guides that are going to start saying, and they're already saying it, no more 6.5s for elk hunting. At Steve's Outdoor Adventures right now, we have 27 reported cases of wound loss elk, okay, this year, all right, this season. It's only the first week of November. I've got a few hundred more elk hunters to go in the field this year. 24 of the 27 were shot with 6.5 caliber bullets and they got away. The other 3 were shot with match, OTM, or junk bullets that weren't designed to shoot elk. And the one thing I guess I would urge all the people who watch your videos, feel free to reach out and have a conversation with us, whether it's myself or Nate. You know, here at Pendleton Ammunition, we want to be about information. Even if you don't end up buying ammo from us, we're here to have conversations to help educate the public because we want you to go in the field as well prepared as possible.
Well, there you have it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this conversation about modern bullet technologies. I know I did. I learned a ton, and it makes me want to learn more. So unfortunately, that'll probably be something you're going to be hearing more about. Make sure you like this video, comment, share it with your friends. Definitely comment below. Let us know, I mean, what do you think about this conversation? Agree, disagree? What's your favorite ammo? What have you found? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. As always, thanks for watching. Hey, thanks for watching our modern bullet technology conversation video. While you're here, comment, like it, share it with your friends, head over to our website, reviewthisthingtv.com, and subscribe to our newsletter. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X.